Don't fucking like intros, dude. I hate them. Um, I was watching this movie, right? And I was doing the review on it, and I just couldn't I couldn't write it. I didn't want to write it. I just wanted to spit at you. Oh, no, I like this movie for certain reasons, and I despise this movie for other reasons. And I'm gonna lay them down right here. The concept of having them just change bodies was great overall. I think everything else on top of it pissed me off. Like just seeing these people not know who's in whose body. Not just the part that they were switching bodies, right? It's the fact that they didn't know who was in whose bodies, and people were kind of playing with that fact and lying to each other to get information on each other that if you just opened up to each other, you guys would understand in the first place. But you needed this to spark that. And so y'all just fucking in the wrong bodies, and it's hilarious. And I love that part. And of course, you know where it's gonna lead to. I mean, if you watch movies like this, like Coherence or Imitation or Ready or Not, would you count that? Yeah, I'll count that. Whatever. But movies like that, you know where it's going. Where like it's gonna be this group of people that were old friends, and then all of a sudden they come back together, and someone's kind of crazy or out of the pack, but they come back and like destroy the whole fucking thing, and somehow the person who's not even really close to the whole friend group survives at the end. And you're just like, man, I didn't want you to survive, but like you knew where it was going. But I'm glad that I didn't see what was coming. You know, you led me down a different track, and I'm glad that you led me down a different track that was good. Uh, ish. It wasn't the best, but it was something that I was like, oh, okay, you went that way instead of going this way. So what I liked about this was the changing of bodies part. Where this started to fall off for me was the minute they fucking fell off the building and died. And I'm like, of course, another group of people dying while they fucking. And it was, I was like, oh, there we go. That's the conflict. I knew it was gonna happen. It couldn't just be them just switching bodies, even though I kind of wanted to just be them switching bodies and try some other way to add conflict that just like turns us into a dark, depressing therapy session with killing. I was hoping they would kill each other more than just than be like, oh, what to do. But yeah. What my issue was the comeuppance didn't feel right for me for like certain people. Like what's his name? Fucking Cyrus. Him him ending up in jail. It felt like the audience was supposed to be like, yeah, we got him. We got the dude. And I was just like, he wasn't the biggest issue. Okay, don't get me wrong. He was a fucking sex fiend who wanted to be with his girlfriend's best friend, which I'm assuming is best friend. No, I'll get to Shelby in a second because she's my op. All right, so he's supposed to like he's just such a big cheater guy. That's bad. I get that. But you gonna lock him away and frame him for murder of some crazy shit? No, where was that? Why is that deserved? Just because he was some freaky dude, and not like in a Diddy way either. Like he was just a freaky dude who just wanted to be with someone else. Okay, okay, yes, yes. Leave him in the dust. Bye. But you're gonna let him serve life in prison because you don't want to be with him. You're telling me you couldn't break up with him in the first place? You already knew. You already knew for the longest time that he liked this other girl. And you're so much like, mm, I want to try to be like her so you can like me. Leave this dude. You don't like this dude. He's not trapping you. He sucks. If you walk out on him, he'd be like, oh, damn, please come back, baby. Please come back, baby. But like, he's not gonna do anything. You're so just like, I'm on to Shelby now, if you didn't notice. But yeah, she's so like, she pissed me off because, first of all, when we first see her in the car, not the first time, but when we see her in the car, and she's looking at the Instagram, and she's like, oh, damn, my best friend out here is getting all these likes. She's like super Instagram famous. I'm gonna post something. And she posts something, and she only gets like 9 likes. I'm like, bullshit. This lady is not getting 9 likes. She's fucking gorgeous. What are we talking about here? Okay, maybe 56 likes and like 2 comments. Then maybe, okay, that's crazy because that can't happen. But she getting 9 likes. Shut the fuck up. That's not happening. And you know, and that's the reason you feel so bad about yourself. It's fucking Instagram, dude. Not everyone gets a bunch of fucking likes. I don't get, I imagine this is probably gonna get 2 likes. So like, I don't care. I'm not gonna fucking switch bodies with someone else over that. Like, what is your problem, lady? Oh my God. I'm reeled in. But what also pissed me off is that she was like at the end of the movie, like, yeah, I got you, Cyrus. This is all you're doing, and I'm gonna go live my independent life now. And it's like, lady, you were trying to steal someone's body like 2 days ago. What are we talking about here? You're crazy. How come no one's really trying to lock you up? How come you can live on in a crazy life? I just hate how they added Beatrice at the end and made her be like, no, she's the real problem. Forbes isn't the problem, it's Beatrice. And now we're gonna go on a trek to probably stop Beatrice and get everyone's bodies back. And then we can never do that because people died. Fuck it. She wasn't, well, she wasn't up, but like, even though she did this, she did not convince y'all to go so buck crazy. Shelby was so, everyone was entitled and a bad person in this, which was cool because then you can kind of like not pick sides, you know? But when you see that from an objective view, and the kind of story projects you to say, okay, this is where the side you should be kind of going to. I was like, what the hell? I'm not rooting for Shelby. I was rooting honestly for the Instagram lady because she actually seemed crazily like down to earth. Like, and I actually didn't really give a fuck about this. I know they said, oh, I know Shelby said fucking, oh, but you had that fucking DMs and you didn't really care about all the social work you're doing and stuff like that. But first of all, how do we know that? We didn't see the DMs. And Shelby's a fucking liar. She'd be lying all the time with all her crap, just trying to switch bodies. But she was more like, I don't even know how many followers I have. But it didn't seem like a brag. It seemed more she was just like, I honestly just don't know because I just don't like fuck with that. But also, why'd you not ask this lady to be part of her Instagram lifestyle? Aren't you friends? Couldn't you have been like, damn, I actually really like what you be doing. I would love to help support you, and then maybe you could help support me, and then help me figure out what we're doing with this. She never seemed like the social media girl. Never seemed like she was this high pompous fucking. Ooh, look at me! I'm gonna record everything and be all social media in your face. She was more like, no, this is my time with my friends, and I'm not bragging about what I do, but it is what I do. Like, what do you want me to say about that? And why would you never even consider doing that? If I could get Kinda. I could get if Shelby was like really close with her, and then once she became all super famous, she like really like put her to the curb. It's like, I don't even want to talk to you. And like they didn't even like try, and maybe she even asked, like, oh, can I join the, or maybe she was even famous first, but then she stole all her shit. Okay, there we go. But it was just more just like, you're just a jealous mother sucker who's just coming around with a win at the end. No. Um, that's why I don't like this movie. I like it, but I don't like this movie because the people who won suck. And unlike Thanos, who was kind of cool when he won, these people were not cool when they won. You know, it's kind of just like, you motherfuckers, you guys don't even know your repercussions. You're just letting people slide. We're not even gonna like think about the people who actually died and like really figure it out, which is really good. You know, like that's the good part about this movie. I'm saying the ending sucked, which made me mad, but the beginning part was a really interesting concept. Uh, watch this on a hybrid. Don't. don't do a sativa. I watched this on a sativa and I was like, no. I was just saying no to all everyone's bullshit and excuses and all this fucking relationship crap. And I'm just like, get it off me. I don't want it. It's this bullshit. And I was just like, y'all really gonna kill over this. Y'all gonna take bodies over this. The hell we doing? Ugh. But yeah, on a hybrid though, you could really sit there and be like, put you in that what would you do moment where you're not really focusing on how are things connecting and if they should connect, but more just like, oh damn, imagine if I was there playing this game, what would I do? Would I be fucking around? I'd be fucking around. Maybe. I don't know, kind of depends on which person I was. If I was Dennis or something, I'd be fucking around, just having a good time. But if you're Cyrus, you should have never brought Shelby there in the first place. Like, I'm sorry. I know they're all friends together, but she's also one of those friends that's just like, she's one of those people, that like, she will go to a party and only know one person there. And you're like, why the fuck did you show up in the first place? Because you're over here just saying the only one thing, I only know one person here. Meet someone. Like, it's, like, that's the point of this party. But if the person that's just like, no, I'm just going to stay in the corner, be babysat by the one person that I know who's checking in on me, who's actually checking in on me. And then, so that's a whole different story for a whole different time. But that's why I didn't like this lady. Because one, she's not getting 9 Instagram likes. Come on, she's gorgeous. Two, her excuses for changing lives could have been resolved by just working with your friend. Like, did you ever ask? And then I really hate that was kind of the only story. Other people had their other parts and different parts where were good, but it really just triangled around that relationship part, and it was just like, we have more here. You actually have more you could say, more things you could do. And you just focus on cheating and lying and reality TV bullshit when it could have just been something crazy. Like, that's why Coherence is still my favorite type of these movies, because have you ever seen Coherence? That one's good because that shit's just like, what the fuck is going on in this movie? But yeah, I give it like an 8.6, 8.6 out of 15. It's something you watch. Not the worst thing on Netflix, but if you're like me, you're gonna get a little pissed off at it. If you're like someone else, you're gonna be like, "Oh shit, That's the ending. That's what happened. Oh, they were in this body the whole time. Yeah, that's good for you." But yeah, I think that's it. I said I don't like intros. I also don't like fucking outros. Because what am I supposed to do? Just fade away? Supposed to like phase into out of existence? That's the word. I'm just gonna say, you know what? Let me know. Let me know what you guys think in the comments about this. If you've seen this or not. And then also don't forget to stay high and resupply.